Hello and welcome to Valley View News. I'm Devlin Jimenez.
And I'm Leah Woodbury. Here are the top stories.
Hurricane Melissa is moving on from devastating Haiti and Jamaica to battering Cuba and the Bahamas. Haitian authorities confirm at least 20 people are dead from flooding caused by Melissa, with 10 of them being children. Debris from the storm continues to litter Jamaican roads and cities as well, halting various rescue missions throughout the country. Extensive damages are likely for residents of Cuba and the Bahamas. Close to 1 million people in eastern Cuba are being confined to storm shelters if flooding persists, and authorities say 140,000 Cubans are being cut off by overflowing rivers.
Israel and Hamas are continuing efforts to recover the bodies of Israeli hostages still missing in the Gaza Strip. Hamas has cited that widespread destruction in Gaza has hindered retrieval efforts. Recently, Israeli airstrikes killed over 100 Palestinians, including many civilians and children. The strike took place during operations responding to a reported attack that killed an Israeli soldier. President Donald Trump publicly supported Israel's right to retaliate, calling the strikes retribution for the soldier's death and urging Hamas to behave responsibly. Trump insists the U.S.-backed ceasefire remains intact, despite the violence. After the escalation, Israel announced that the ceasefire in Gaza had been reinstated, though tensions remain high.
President Trump is wrapping up his trip across Asia with a high-stakes discussion in South Korea. Trump met with Chinese leader Xi Jinping in what both sides call constructive negotiations aimed at stabilizing global trade. Officials say progress was made on intellectual property protections and new manufacturing investments, though details remain limited. The talks come as markets watch for any sign of easing tariffs that have weighed on the global economy. Earlier in the trip, Trump also met with Japan's Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi, reaffirming joint commitments to regional security and cooperation.
French authorities have arrested 2 suspects in connection with the jewelry heist at Paris's Louvre Museum last week. Investigators say a group of 4 thieves posing as workers used a truck-mounted lift to enter a second-floor gallery and made off with 8 royal jewels valued at more than $100 million. Paris prosecutors confirm one suspect was caught at Charles de Gaulle Airport while attempting to flee the country. Both suspects have admitted their involvement in the heist. Authorities say the stolen jewels have not yet been recovered and that the manhunt continues for the remaining 2 thieves.
In a 50-46 vote, the Senate has blocked President Trump's retaliatory tariff increase on Canada. The potential tariffs were in response to a controversial television advertisement run by the Ontario government. The ad featured a 1987 speech from former President Ronald Reagan, warning that tariffs hurt American workers and could trigger trade wars. Trump denounced the ad as fake and accused Canada of misrepresenting Reagan's message.
Well, Canada lied. I mean, what they did was terrible. They made up a fake statement by President Reagan. Reagan was a big supporter of tariffs when needed. And we need tariffs for national security, and they totally turned it around because they're getting hurt by tariffs and we're gaining by tariffs.
Canadian officials have paused the controversial advertisement to ease tensions, but for now, trade talks remained on hold with our neighbors to the north.
In national news, due to the government shutdown, which has no expected end, air traffic controllers are currently working without pay, resulting in a shortage of controllers and staffing issues. Flights are delayed across the nation and are anticipated to get worse. The head of the Air Traffic Controllers Union, Nick Daniels, says air traffic controllers are under strain.
So as each day passes with this shutdown, more of this nation's air traffic controllers will feel more stress. They'll feel more pressure. And it's the opposite of what they should be focused on.
Former U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris says not to count her out just yet, and that a woman may very well be president in the coming years. Harris says running in the 2028 presidential election is still on the table, and she has yet to decide. Reports of around 30 high-profile Democrats may be entering the primary race, including Governor Gavin Newsom, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, and California Representative Ro Khanna. California Governor Gavin Newsom says he never wanted to run for president, but things have changed.
Everything changed here in LA. You were part of it. You saw it with the federalization of the National Guard. I just think we're on the other side of something radically different, not marginally different. Everything has changed in terms of my mindset, my focus, my energy, my perspective on the world we're living in, Trump and Trumpism, what he represents, and how serious and precious this moment is. So, no, from that perspective, legitimately, I've changed. This country is changing, and I'm calling it out, and I just feel like we have a responsibility to be a little bit more clear and concise and precise in terms of our efforts.
The Baltimore County Police Department is facing backlash after a flaw in their AI-powered body cams mistook a bag of chips for a firearm. The implementation of AI detection technologies into police equipment and procedures is the newest innovation being rolled out by law enforcement agencies. Nearby officers were alerted by the OmniAlert AI gun detection system that a student at Kenwood High School was in possession of a firearm and proceeded to draw their guns on a group of students. After confirming that there was no weapon, the officers identified the supposed firearm as a bag of Doritos. In response to the incident, county leaders and community members are calling for an extensive review of these AI-powered detection systems, as they have become more and more prevalent in police departments across the country.
With Veterans Day around the corner, everyone is preparing to honor those far and near who have served our country. Our reporter Caroline Marriott stopped by the Veterans Resource Center at CSUN, where she spoke with some veterans ahead of the national celebration to provide us with some essential insight as we head into the holiday.
Veterans Day is coming up on November 11th. It's important to honor the courage, dedication, and sacrifices of those who have served, and to show them appreciation.
You lose time with your family, you miss important holidays you don't get back, you miss parts of your life that you put on hold to serve the country and to go places that you don't necessarily want to be at. And, you know, some people don't come back. So I think it's important to value that.
I found out that I was a new uncle when I was in Afghanistan through a Red Cross telegram. I missed a lot of time with family, and my dad passed away. And it's, I made the choice to go away. And it's, can be a hard thing.
Yeah.
I've had my obstacles, like really just meaning like just either mental health or just really just socializing and stuff like that. Not that I'm not friendly, it's just like there's a disconnect because of my life experiences.
Show appreciation by hiring them, giving them space to lead your businesses, lead your communities, give them purpose, give them space to grow. We should mentor our veterans, we should educate them, and we should teach them the best possible ways to be successful, and then let them go do it. I think that's the best way to honor a veteran.
Volunteer at veteran causes. A lot of people say, we support the troops, we support veterans, but it feels like it can be insincere if they don't actually put some action to their words.
I would encourage you to come over to the VRC and hang out for a day and see how things go around here, because once you just talk with them, it breaks so many preconceptions people have about veterans. We're all just people, and you don't know how much comfort and how much of a good influence you can be when you just offer friendship and good times and laughter.
Not just on Veterans Day, but for all year round. If you see someone in uniform, just say thank you for your service, and they would really appreciate that.
As many veterans struggle to reintegrate into society, they ask for patience and understanding. Instead of stigmatizing them, let's uplift them and celebrate them. Reporting from Northridge, Caroline Marriott, Valley View News.
Thank you, Caroline. Due to Republican and Democratic lawmakers still negotiating over the budget, the government shutdown continues. Millions of federal employees are on leave or working without pay, and all of America is feeling the repercussions. Along with people losing jobs, Medicaid and SNAP EBT benefits will be going away for the month of November. There are around 1.5 million people in Los Angeles who use these benefits. But not to fret, Aldi has provided a way for consumers to still fund their Thanksgiving meals. The grocery store chain is cutting the cost of its Thanksgiving meal that features 21 different products to feed up to 10 people. You can purchase each item individually at Aldi's to make up a total of $40, or you can head over to Walmart, which is also offering a meal basket that will serve 10 people for under $4 per person.
When we come back from the break, we'll discuss which rock legend is entering back into the spotlight and which NBA players are in trouble with the league and why.
Welcome back from the break. Let's take a look at the latest in entertainment news with our very own Star Eisenberg. What's happening in Hollywood, Star?
From Hollywood royalty to rock legends, we've got your latest in entertainment. First, we remember a star who shined on the small and big screens. June Lockhart, best known for her roles as the mother on Lassie and the matriarch in Lost in Space, has died at 100. Lockhart passed away surrounded by family at her Santa Monica home. The Tony Award-winning actress remained active throughout her life and served as a NASA spokesperson. Lockhart's daughter says she was delighted to know that she inspired many future astronauts. Netflix is bringing a fresh perspective on Selena Quintanilla with Selena y los Dinos. The documentary explores her early years performing with her family band, including her rise to fame and the hits that earned her the title Queen of Tejano. Featuring previously unseen footage, it presents Selena's story in her own words. For comedy fans, Netflix is releasing the documentary Being Eddie. The film focuses on Eddie Murphy's work from teen stand-up to Saturday Night Live and films like Beverly Hills Cop and Coming to America. The documentary includes interviews with fellow comedians along with behind-the-scenes footage providing a comprehensive look at Murphy's career. The Rocky Horror Picture Show is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. The milestone was marked with special screenings at events across Los Angeles. Original cast members Tim Curry, Barry Bostwick, Nell Campbell, and Patricia Quinn reunited for appearances, with fans dressing in full costume and recreating the film's signature audience rituals. The NFL is standing by Bad Bunny as the performer for next year's Super Bowl halftime show. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell addressed backlash from conservative critics, saying the choice was carefully considered and that the Latin superstar will deliver a united moment for viewers worldwide. Goodell added that criticism comes with nearly every act, but expressed confidence the show will highlight diversity and global music culture. Jon Bon Jovi is hitting the road after more than 3 years of vocal rehabilitation. The rock icon and his band are launching their Forever Tour in 2026 with stops in New York and Europe. The tour follows the release of their latest album, Forever. Bon Jovi underwent surgery in 2022 to repair an atrophied vocal cord and says he is grateful and humbled to be back on stage. That's the latest in entertainment. Sending it back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Star. It seems like there are tons of cool concerts and movie screenings on the horizon. If any of you are planning to go out and catch any upcoming shows, you may want to know the most recent update on parking meter rates in LA. Our very own Devlin Jimenez has the latest on the new changes.
The LA City Council has approved the first increase in parking meter rates in over a decade, along with extended hours of enforcement. Starting this fall, the hourly rate is going up by 50 cents, making the average cost $1.50 per hour, with some premium spots charging even more. City Council voted unanimously to increase meter rates for roughly 35,000 paid parking spots. On top of the price hike, meters in busier nightlife areas will now require payment until midnight, and most other meters will stay active until 8 p.m. Parking meters will also be enforced on Sundays for the first time, and for many Angelinos, the changes mean having to adjust their parking routines and budgets, stirring concerns about affordability and access.
Yeah, I mean, already now, also with the government shutdown, we're going to have people that are off of their WIC or their SNAP benefits, so that extra 50 cents adds up. So people will not be going outside as much. It's just too expensive.
This move is also supposed to address the city's ongoing budget shortfall, with the increases expected to bring in over $14 million in new revenue this fiscal year. City officials say these changes encourage quicker turnover, helping businesses by freeing up parking spots and making it easier for customers to find parking. But some local owners have concerns over this new legislation.
My clients have to kind of live in fear about getting a parking ticket, and a couple of them have gotten the $65 parking tickets. So in fact, I think it discourages business.
The full rollout of these changes may take several months as meters and signs are updated citywide. LA residents are advised to stay informed and prepare for parking meter fees that run longer and cost more.
Thanks, Devlin. You know I'm going to a Lakers game later this week, and I'm definitely not looking forward to paying more than I normally do to park at Crypto. But I am looking forward to hearing more about the latest in sports from our reporter Caroline Marriott. Let's jump into the highlights.
Thank you, Leah and Devlin. And that's a wrap for the 2025 World Series. The LA Dodgers have won the championship by defeating the Toronto Blue Jays in Game 7. After Miguel Rojas tied the game with his home run in the 9th inning, Will Smith secured the win with a homer in the 11th inning, having provided clutch relief in Game 7. Just one day after throwing 96 pitches in Game 6, Yamamoto was named the 2025 World Series MVP. Not only is this their 9th victory in World Series history, but they are also the first team in 25 years to win back-to-back. Dodgers celebration parades have taken place across LA this whole week, with more celebrations continuing into the weekend. Current NBA player Terry Rozier, NBA Hall of Famer and coach Chauncey Billups, and former NBA player and coach Damon Jones have been arrested. The director of FBI, Kash Patel, tells us more.
This is an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned the course of years. The FBI led a coordinated takedown across 11 states to arrest over 30 individuals today responsible for this case, which is very much ongoing.
Rozier and Jones have been accused of rigging NBA games by leaking and selling confidential information about player injuries and player availability to sports bettors. Billups and Jones have been accused of participating in mafia-related rigged poker games. They could all face money laundering and wire fraud conspiracy charges. Rozier and Billups both deny the allegations. Jones is yet to comment. The NBA announced that both Rozier and Billups have been placed on immediate leave. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver has announced that WNBA players will be seeing a big increase in their salaries through a new collective bargaining agreement that will be finalized soon. However, even with this big increase, the pay is still nowhere near equal. The current average annual salary for WNBA players is just over $100,000. In comparison, for NBA players, it's just under $12 million. The WNBA season just finished up this October. The Las Vegas Aces won the 2025 championship after beating the Phoenix Mercury. The WNBA will be starting up again next May. The Rams will play the San Francisco 49ers in Santa Clara for the Week 10 matchup this Sunday. Kickoff will be 1:25 p.m. Although the Rams are favored to win, the 49ers could be victorious once again, having already beaten the Rams in overtime in Week 5, despite having top players out due to various injuries. While the Rams play away, the Chargers will host the Pittsburgh Steelers at home in LA for the Week 10 matchup this Sunday. Kickoff will be 5:20 p.m. Retired New York Jets player Nick Mangold has died due to chronic kidney disease at the age of 41. For over a decade, Mangold, otherwise known as number 74, was considered to be one of the best centers in Jets history. Some of Mangold's accolades include 7 Pro Bowl selections, 2 first-team All-Pro selections, and being inducted into the New York Jets Ring of Honor. Today, we remember him.
My name's Stacy, I'm 57, and I was adopted in 2020. One teen can come in and make you look at life in a whole different way.
You know, he's my father, so I look up to him a lot. If I can be 10% of the man he is, I'll be a happy person for sure.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
Welcome back from the break. Our reporter Star Eisenberg has the latest on a journalism event hosted by CSUN.
At California State University Northridge, students are gathering for the Journalism Association of Community Colleges Southern California Conference. It's all about building skills and connections for the next generation of storytellers.
The event brings together students and faculty from community colleges across the region. For many students, the event offers a chance to build skills and collaborate with peers from other colleges.
I've already learned so much from just like the keynote speaker. It's really nice to be surrounded by other people my age that also want to be doing what I want to do.
Throughout the day, students wrote news stories, captured photos, and collaborated on projects, applying what they've learned in the classroom and gaining practical experience.
I love photojournalism because I think a photo makes people take a moment to engage with the humanity of the subject.
The conference provides hands-on opportunities for students to develop reporting, photography, and broadcast skills, all while collaborating with peers and receiving feedback.
It's always good to see up-and-coming journalists trying to find their way. And if I can have a small role in helping them bridge the gap between that and employment, my job's done.
I attended community college for 3 semesters, and I actually attended JACC 40 years ago. And I still remember some of the things that were said at the statewide conference and at the regional conference, like the one that we're having today.
You need that watchdog in the community, and that's what journalism is. And you don't see it now, maybe, because it's like an invisible problem. But you'll notice it when there's something that needs to be addressed and nobody's talking about it.
2 words: First Amendment. I mean, it's a foundation of our democracy. Making sure that people are informed. What's going on in your community? What are the issues? It's everything. We could not exist as a democracy without the news, without journalism, and without journalists.
With workshops in full swing and students sharpening their skills, the JACC Southern California Conference is helping aspiring journalists take the next step in their careers. For many, today's event is about learning, connecting, and seeing where their passion for storytelling can lead. Reporting from Northridge, Star Eisenberg, Valley View News.
Thanks, Star. Now it's time to dive into some more local news. The Department of Justice monitored polling sites for the vote on Proposition 50. Federal election observers were sent to both California and New Jersey following requests from the Republican Party. The DOJ says this move is to ensure transparency, ballot security, and compliance with federal law. California and New Jersey are unhappy with the move, calling it highly inappropriate and an intimidation tactic with no real basis or reasoning.
ExxonMobil Corporation is fighting against the belief that large oil and gas companies are to blame for climate change. The corporation is now suing the state of California due to reporting requirements that they say impose on its free speech. The requirements include reporting direct and indirect emissions, in addition to disclosing the financial risk of climate change. The company says it has publicly disclosed its greenhouse gas emissions and climate-related business risk, and that large companies are being unfairly targeted.
Officials have announced the plan to rebuild an iron fence around MacArthur Park, costing the city around $2.3 million. The Los Angeles Board of Recreation and Park Commissioners passed the project to keep the park, located in Westlake, safe and accessible. The park spans 35 acres and has a history of drug use, homeless encampments, and crime. The designing process of the project will be done by later this year.
The Los Angeles Fire Department is getting a new leader after facing scrutiny for the way the Palisades wildfires were handled. LA Mayor Karen Bass has appointed Jamie Moore as the new fire chief after firing Kristen Crowley over preparations for the fires. Moore says he will work to implement preparation for major disasters, improve morale and culture, and ensure the department has adequate staffing and resources. Mayor Bass is running for re-election next year.
Construction on the Wallace-Annenberg Wildlife Crossing in Agora Hills is entering its final phase, and nobody is happier to hear about that than the animals of the area. The massive overpass, stretching over 10 lanes of the Ventura Freeway, will reconnect the Santa Monica Mountains to the Simi Hills, giving wildlife a safe path above one of the busiest highways in California. The project includes about 5,000 native plants and specially engineered soil to replicate the area's natural ecosystem. It's inspired by famed mountain lion P22, whose struggles living in isolation at Griffith Park brought attention to the dangers of habitat fragmentation. Once complete next year, the bridge will stand as the world's largest wildlife crossing, promoting biodiversity and a lasting legacy for conservation in Southern California. Isn't it great that we're doing our part to help our furry friends in the area, Leah?
Yeah, I really love the squirrels here on the CSUN campus, so I'm happy to hear that other animals are getting the help they need. That's one city doing its part to help their local animal community. But what about what's being done to assist other Valley residents going through tough times? Our reporter Sunny Day highlighted the efforts taking place in the city of San Fernando to support its struggling community members.
The San Fernando Together initiative is making immense change throughout the Valley community. This city-led organization provides emergency financial aid and free groceries to locals in need, specifically those who are being affected by the immigration enforcement and the financial hardships that come with it.
Located at San Fernando City Hall, San Fernando Together offers a variety of programs and community resources to support those in need. The initiative offers a one-time emergency relief fund to residents facing income loss. In partnership with Home Again Los Angeles, eligible families can receive up to $500 to help cover essential expenses.
We're here to serve them. We're here for them. It's not about us. It's about them, and that that they know that they can come to San Fernando, that they're here, they're safe. One thing that our community knows, that they're safe here in San Fernando.
Having San Fernando together here to directly help our resident, to actually being able to provide them the money that they need to help cover their rent while their family is impacted, and being able to deliver food is another step up. It's like icing on the cake for our resident, right? It's like there's the basic support that they have from the county, but now we can help them more by having this program here.
The community spirit extends itself to the program's free food drives held here regularly in the city, providing local families with the nutritious groceries and the pantry staples that they need.
These donations occur bi-weekly at Recreation Park, offering fresh produce and household essentials. These first come, first serve events are open to all, regardless of immigration status. Support from groups like Ignite the Light of Hope Foundation ensures the food drives run all year round, feeding hundreds of San Fernando locals.
It started about 3 months ago. Our first call we received was from a young girl who said her dad was a food vendor, and she was the only person to be able to provide food and income. And she sounded like she was like 10, 12 years old. And she's like, can you please help us? We have no food, we're struggling. And that's when we immediately said we need to do something.
It's a really beautiful thing because it makes us feel like they're seeing the needs of the people who need help.
Offering services from financial aid to consistent food support, San Fernando Together initiative is an example of what it looks like when a community can come together to offer a crucial helping hand to those in need. Reporting from San Fernando, I'm Sunny Day, Valley View News.
Thank you, Sunny, for giving us that inside scoop on a local initiative. Now it's time to get into some local weather with our reporter, Eva Preciado.
Thanks, guys. Temperatures are finally beginning to drop after that stretch of unexpected heat we had recently. That means at last it's time for sweater weather and fall outfits as we get further into the holiday season. We are expecting mild conditions in all areas. Here in the San Fernando Valley, we can expect clear hot conditions with temperatures in the high 80s throughout the week. Lows will be in the low 60s, so if you plan to go out, make sure to stay warm and grab a light jacket. Heading into downtown, you can expect sunny conditions with a light breeze throughout the afternoon with temperatures in the mid-70s. Lows will be in the low 60s with clear skies in the evenings, perfect for sightseeing. Moving on to the beaches, expect sunny skies and light sea breezes. Highs will be in the low 70s to upper 60s, and in the evenings we will see lows in the lower 60s, so if you're having a beach night, grab a blanket. Finally, we make our way to the Inland Empire. Temperatures will remain warm with highs in the upper 70s to low 80s throughout the week. The evenings will be chilly with lows in the mid-50s. It seems like the temperatures are finally starting to feel like fall out there. It's perfect weather for a cozy walk, a bundled up night out, or a comfy night in. That's a look at your weather forecast for the week. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Eva, and a big thank you to all of you at home for joining us on this edition of Valley View News. We hope you'll join us next time. Wishing you all a great rest of your day, I'm Devlin Jimenez.
And I'm Leah Woodbury. For more coverage, make sure to follow our YouTube channel and other socials at Valley View News. See you all next time.